Talk triggers are operational differentiators that your customers experience and get them talking and turn them into walking billboards, free marketers for your business. My name's Meredith Callagher, and on the Meredith Callagher Show, we talk about building marketing plans for small businesses because I believe hope isn't a strategy. You have to put a plan in place to be successful. Talk Triggers by Jay Baer. I thought about calling this episode a book review, but my review would be Talk Triggers by Jay Baer is awesome. Go read it. Maybe I have a little bit to learn about book reviews, but I decided to call it a book synopsis. I am going to tell you what the Talk Triggers is about, give you an example so maybe you can understand it a bit more. And what I hope is that if word of mouth marketing is the most effective tool for marketing for your business, I hope that you will be encouraged and inspired to go read Jay's book because he outlined a plan on how you could strategize for that word of mouth marketing that you already have. Explode it. It's a great book, and let me tell you all about it. The 4 elements of a great talk trigger are remarkable, relevant, reasonable, and repeatable. Okay, remarkable. He explains means they're different, they're unique. Make a person go, they make them remark on it, right? Relevant. Jay says that a talk trigger needs to be relevant to your business. He gave an example that when, for a while, all kinds of companies were giving away iPads, but that it really wasn't relevant to a lot of those companies. He said something like the only people that should be giving away iPads are Apple and maybe electronics store and possibly AT&T, but probably not. That the talk trigger needs to remind people of your business. It needs to be relevant. I love this example. He said that there is an amusement park called Holiday World, I believe, that's somewhere in the Midwest. And what they chose to do as their talk trigger is to give away drinks. Can you imagine if you went to Disney World and all the soft drinks were free? I swear to you, it probably would have saved my family of 5 $100 easy in a day, right? Well, that's what Holiday World chose to do in the amusement park industry. He tells the whole long story in the book. It's such a fun story. They were aghast, the industry. They couldn't believe it. They were gonna lose all this money. And they took a risk, and it was definitely intentional to create an operational talk trigger. And it was relevant to their business, right? Because families were there and they were thirsty and they had to get drinks. And so Jay uses the Holiday World as an example of relevancy, and it works for them, y'all. Everybody talks about those free drinks apparently and visit that area, and they remember that they get those free drinks at Holiday World. Reasonable. Customers are savvy these days, right? And Jay says that a talk trigger needs to be not seen as too good to be true, because often if customers think it's too good to be true, then it probably is, and it's something that you can't continue. It has to be believable, and it has to be able to be explained in one sentence. You start having to talk and give a bunch of details on the talk trigger, then the customers are gonna start to get skeptical. So the 3rd element of a talk triggers is reasonable. The 4th element is repeatable. A talk trigger must be able to be repeated to all of your customers, not just a few. Repeated over and over again. It's sort of the opposite of surprise and delight, right? So Jay explains that surprise and delight, it's not bad, but that is a marketing stunt. And sort of working with an influencer is sort of the surprise and delight, right? Like, your potential customers might be surprised that their favorite Instagrammer is wearing the cute t-shirt you made, but she's only going to wear it once in her Instagram feed. You paid her what, $1,000 to wear that shirt? That's fantastic. And the 20 purchases of the shirt that you get from that influencer wearing it is great. But what happens when you get the next shirt or the next shirt? Jay is arguing that a repeatable talk trigger is an operational difference that you build into your business that every customer gets to experience every time they work with you. You with me? I love this example because I've been here before. There is a hotel chain called The Graduate that has about 15 hotels in college towns. And I've been to one in my favorite city, Oxford, Mississippi, where I went to college at Ole Miss. And The Graduate Hotel chain opened, let's say 10 years ago. The hotel industry is fairly saturated, and it's not that easy to stand out when we're talking about a room with 4 walls and a bed. And if you want to be competitive on price, then you can't just go nuts. And you kind of have to be competitive on price when you're the Graduate Hotel chain going into small towns, college towns, all over the country. And so what the Graduate did was they made each hotel super unique. I love this. Jay says that in the hotel where Bobby Knight was coaching and he threw a chair in the middle of a basketball game, they have a chandelier of chairs. How fun is that? And so people that, it's kind of like that, when you know, you go into the Graduate Hotel in Oxford, Mississippi, and you know the people that made it know about Ole Miss. So Jay says though that experience might be enough to create a talk trigger. You know, you might go home and tell a friend about the cool Ole Miss hotel and encourage them to go stay in a Graduate Hotel in another city. But they took it one step further, and this talk trigger met all his 4 requirements. Didn't necessarily cost them any more money, which is genius. They turned the room key, the plastic room key, which they were having to make anyway, into student IDs. So each hotel has 5 or 6 different famous, real or fictional student IDs. They turned the student IDs into real famous students. And what's kind of fun, at Ole Miss, we have claim to fame of 3 of the 4 Mannings. Did you know that there are 4? There's Archie Manning, who received the Heisman and went to Ole Miss. There's Peyton Manning, Super Bowl champion a bazillion times, but went to Tennessee. There's Eli Manning, another Super Bowl champion that went to Ole Miss. And there's a 4th Manning. Did you know this? His name's Cooper Manning. And guess what? We graduated the same year, actually. And if you went to Ole Miss, you for sure know about Cooper Manning. And so it's super fun that he is on the key card. Turns out he's actually a part owner in this hotel chain. So maybe that's why he's on the key card instead of Eli or Archie. But what's cool about that is it's repeatable for every customer. And it's relevant to the audience, right? The people that usually are staying at the hotels are there to visit Ole Miss. And what's fun is they can repeat it all throughout the country. And it's working, you guys. Once, I think it was ESPN, he mentioned in the book, was staying at the hotel in Athens, Georgia. And they tweeted out the key card of the Graduate Hotel there. And I mean, is that not a business owner's dream to have ESPN tweeting about your hotel? Love it. And customers are starting to collect those key cards. So now, even when they visit other cities that maybe isn't their college town, they seek out the Graduate to get their next key card. I love that so much. And that might feel a little complicated. So I want to give you one more example before I wrap this up. Jay Baer is a public speaker. He is, in fact, in the Public Speaking Hall of Fame, and he wanted to create a talk trigger for his own business. And remember, it has to be an experience. So this man, and you gotta love him, you gotta see him, go check him out on YouTube. When he is talking about talk triggers, wherever he is in public, he is all plaid. It's awesome. And he's kind of a big guy, and so you see him coming with that plaid suit on, and he has all different colors. So his target audience, when he wants to book a speaking gig, are the meeting planners. He wanted to get them involved. So what he does is, if I booked a meeting with him to come speak at my event, then I get an email with a link to his collection of plaid suits. As the speaker, I get to pick which plaid suit that I want him to wear. How fun is that? You can pick your speaker and have him match your event, match your tablecloths if you want him to. And then he just puts that on his calendar and makes sure his suit that I picked for my meeting is there with him and on stage. I love that, right? We can figure that out for our business, can't we? I really want to encourage you to go read his book. And what's great about it is he has this great synopsis in the back. So get the book. You are going to want to turn back to it. I recommend it, having the hard copy as well as the Audible version. I actually have both, so take my word for it, because I kind of wanted to flip back and remember things that he said. And then I even started underlining things that I like. It is a great read full of good suggestions, and Jay will help you turn your customers into volunteer marketers. It could be easy to just spend money on somebody to do the social media for you, or spend money on an influencer, or buy this ad in the magazine that you do every month because that's what you feel like you're supposed to do to keep up, because that is what your competitors are doing. But I encourage you, take a minute, read through Jay's book. You already are telling me that word of mouth marketing is the most effective tool to bring customers to your business. So you can do it. Go for it. Strategize with Jay on how to be different.